Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is Friday, May 13th. Woo! Yeah, maybe we should watch Friday the 13th tonight. Out of all the Friday the 13th, that first one was my favorite one. Absolutely. So I'm already done work for today. Let's go. Today was a very easy day. It is 2 o'clock here and I was done work by 1:30. So this morning, I took the last of the auctions to eBay, to the post office, and that was fantastic. So all of that is done. I'm just waiting on my payout from eBay. They have one more payout to send me, and it's so good to have all of that stuff out and done and all of that. And I did do some stitching yesterday. Yes, indeedy. So remember, I'm working on Heart and Hands Red Round Sampler. And let me just, I am working mine on perforated paper. So I got done quite a bit yesterday. I think if I can get like a good session in today or tomorrow, I might be able to finish this. So it's looking pretty good. And like I said, I'm still debating on whether to cut it into a circle or leave it as a square and keep the washi tape on it, because I don't know how I'm going to, like, what scrapbook paper I'm going to use for it. So before I forget, if any of you watch Peter Mon, he is back on YouTube, which is fantastic. He just came back and he's done a couple videos, and I'm so glad to see him back. He was in a horrific car accident on February 16th of this year. And he was recovering for a few months. So he tells all about it. He does mention it in the video and everything. But it's so good. I listened to one of his vlogs today as I was, going to the post office this morning and doing all of that. So I don't have any talking points. I do have a little motivational story to read. But I thought instead I would show you some of my finished coloring pages, because I remember I went through my coloring books and I donated a lot. And one of the coloring books I have is probably the first one I ever bought, was Johanna Basford's Secret Garden. I'm actually going to take this to Office Depot today and get it spiral bound. They will spiral bound coloring books. I've had a bunch of mine spiral bound, and it's so much easier to color in it because you can lay it absolutely flat. Now it does cut into, on some of the pages, some of the artwork. I don't care about that. That doesn't bother me. So, and it's fairly inexpensive too. So I'm hoping, I'm either going to drive there right after this video and drop it off, and then we are going to dinner tonight at our favorite Mexican restaurant, which is right next door to Office Depot, and I'll be able to go pick it up then. Or I'll drop it off on the way there and then pick it up after we eat. Or the next day, because it normally takes them a little bit. So I'm going to go do that today, because I really want to. I've been coloring at night downstairs. I really want to try to really take my time and do some of these really, really detailed. We'll see. We will see. So remember, I'm using the Amazon colored pencils, which I actually really like. I used some of them last night and tried to blend some colors, and they blend really well. So that's my goal. But when I was cleaning out the coloring books, I came across a lot of pages I had done that were still in the book. So I tore them out because I have this portfolio. So I got this portfolio, I want to say from Amazon. I want to say it's a 8 by 10, 8.5 by 11. And then I bought this decal off of Etsy. I just looked for the saying and someone had it. So that's what I put on the front. But I thought we could go through and I could show you my pages that I did. So I bought this also, Keep Calm and Color On, or someone gave it to me. I don't remember, but I really like that. But so this one is from, a lot of these are from Nikki Burnett's Grayscale book. I did this in marker, and yes, there's going to be a glare because they're all behind plastic. But did this one in alcohol markers and used for the background. I probably used marker for that background. But for some of these backgrounds, I used chalk pastels. Here was one. This is something Salvo. I don't know her first name. This was Flowers and Gems. So did this with alcohol markers and pan pastels too. And if you can see, I put like some special gems from diamond painting on her necklace. This side is another Nikki Burnett one, and I used Prismacolors for all of this. This is all colored pencil. Yeah, my wrist hurt after that. I mean, because coloring in like that ball and stuff. I just think some of these turn out so good though. There's another Nikki Burnett one. Loved that one. That was done in marker. This is another Salvo. God, what is her name? Marguerite something. It's not Marguerite. It's something like that. Someone knows it. But I put, if you can see, I put gems for her earrings. And did I do a gem up there? No, I just did her earrings. But yeah, colored that with marker. I thought that one turned out really pretty too. Here's two more Nikki Burnett ones. I used gold like gel pen for up top because it's like shimmery. I really liked this one. This one turned out really pretty. The alcohol markers work so well on grayscale books. It's really amazing. And you can get any set of alcohol markers. My favorite ones are Cali Art. And they're pretty inexpensive. Here's another Gracia Salvo. Gracia, now it's coming to me. But you can see I did a special gem for her earring. All marker. Loved doing this one. And then another Nikki Burnett one. That's the great thing about these coloring pages is that you can do crazy colors and it doesn't matter. Another Nikki Burnett one. Love this one. Wouldn't that be a great diamond painting? Another Nikki Burnett one. She has a couple grayscale books and I have them all. They were the ones I actually kept. Some of the ones I actually kept. Really loved doing this one too. There's another Gracia. Yeah, it's Gracia Salvo, I think. So did that one. And you can see I put gems all for her necklace. See her necklace? That looked really good. Another Nikki Burnett. Kind of like the purple one, but she's sitting on a strawberry, and did this one in Prismacolors. Now this is Molly Harrison. I have a bunch of Molly Harrison books too, and I actually did this one in colored pencil. I thought that turned out really cute. I love how I did her tail, right? Another Molly Harrison one. That one's really pretty. There's a Gracia Salvo one, and then I did her earring and the necklace gem with special gems. I had so many special gems, and I just used like tacky glue and glued them on. Here's another one I did, and I really loved how I did. See how I did her like necklace or the back of her dress and her earring, all in pearls. Those are all pearls that I glued down, you know, special gems. Looked really good. And then there's another one I did, and I did her bracelet and her earring. I still have some more to do in that Gracia Salvo book. I don't have them all done, but I did quite a bit. And then I literally just used like real eyeshadow for their eyeshadow. Yeah. Here's another Gracia Salvo one. Here's a Nikki Burnett one. I loved doing this one. I had a lot of fun with that one. You can see I did special gems on her armband and her hat and her earring. Here's some more Nikki Burnett ones, like little vampiress. And then this one, I think that one is a diamond painting, actually. I mean, they've made it into a diamond painting. Loved doing that one too. The colors turned out really good. This one I've done twice. I did it in this colorway, and then I did it in another colorway. I have it framed out in my craft area. There's some more. You can see I did the special gems on her boots. And then this one too I like doing the witches. They're a lot of fun. And like I said, the alcohol markers and the grayscale just go so well together. And then the last Nikki Burnett one. And then the next ones are some mandalas that I did. just using fine-tipped Sharpies. Yeah, these were done using Sharpies. Just some really colorful ones I did. And when I saw these, I had forgotten I'd even done them, you know. And then the last one, if you remember, Bill and I did a video, and I think it's still on my channel, where we blindly picked colors and then had to color it. This was mine. I don't know where his went. I thought mine turned out really good for picking some crap colors, like a brown, a pink, and a white, or a yellow. He had some really good colors. He was just like, and I had you guys vote, I think, who was the winner. And Bill's did turn out good because he had good colors, but I thought I did really good considering. But yeah, as I color more pages, I will definitely put them in here because it's nice having the portfolio. Okay, so the last thing is the inspirational story, because like I said, I'm really hoping to get some stitching done today, get some lunch. Like I said, I might really go out and take that book to Office Depot, and I could grab some lunch while I'm out. I'm trying to think of where. Or I could just eat something here, like small, because we're leaving for the Mexican restaurant like 5:30. That's only a couple hours away. I don't want to eat a big lunch. I won't be hungry. Okay, so today's story is called The Most Courageous Man in America. In 1986, Italian runner Gianni Poli won the New York City Marathon in 2 hours and 11 minutes. In 2003, Mark Yatich of Kenya triumphed at the Los Angeles Marathon in a time of 2 hours and 10 minutes. But the greatest marathons of all time may have been run by the guy who finished dead last in both races in the slowest times ever recorded. In 1986, he completed the New York City race in about 98 hours. 98 hours, wow. It took him a little more than 173 hours to cross the finish line at Los Angeles in 2003. But before you write off this guy, whose name is Bob Wieland, you need to know that he completed both marathons using only his arms and torso. Bob has no legs. Whoa, then that's pretty amazing, right? In 1969, while trying to rescue a fallen buddy in Vietnam, he stepped on a mortar round designed to destroy tanks, and he sent this short note to his parents. Dear Mom and Dad, I'm in the hospital. Everything is going to be okay. The people here are taking good care of me. Love, Bob. P.S. I think I lost my legs. So obviously when you have an injury like that, like Bob could have just shriveled up in a wheelchair and not ever did anything, right? Instead, he walked across America on his hands. Wow, I can't imagine what that must have been like. That exploit took 3 years, 8 months, and 6 days. He's the only double amputee ever to complete the Ironman triathlon in Kona, Hawaii without a wheelchair. He swam 2.4 miles, then biked 112 miles, and finished up with a 26.2-mile marathon using only his arms. That guy is probably the strongest man in the world. Imagine the strength you have to have in your arms to do something like that. He twice made a 6,200-mile round-trip bike ride across America and has amassed 4 world records in weightlifting, including a 570-pound bench press. It's no wonder Bob Wieland is called Mr. Inspiration. Wow, I'm not going to ever say I can't do anything physically, right? The NFL Players Association awarded him the title the most courageous man in America. People magazine dubbed him one of the 6 most amazing Americans. After he took more than a week to complete the Los Angeles Marathon while walking on his hands at age 57, no less. Bob told the Associated Press this was supernatural. It was done by the grace of God. He then summed up life without legs. I do it one step at a time. So Bob Wieland, here's the moral. Bob Wieland reminds us that the race of life isn't won by the fastest. It's always good to remember that by perseverance and patience, the snail made it to Noah's Ark before the flood. Most victories in life are won by plotters, people just plodding along day after day, incident after incident, right? And only the persistent learn to run on their arms after their legs are gone. Like the guy who cross stitches with his feet because he doesn't have use of his hands. I'm still in amazement by that, but I wish I could find that video. It blows my mind. Maybe the wear and tear of life has put you on the ragged edge of giving up before the race is over. The story of Bob Wieland reminds us that when our legs are gone and our arms are worn to nubs, we can still make it. Bob would agree with something Robert W. Service once wrote. It's the steady, quiet, plodding ones who win in the lifelong race. So, here's a proverb from Ecclesiastes 9:11. I have observed something else under the sun. The fastest runner doesn't always win the race, and the strongest warrior doesn't always win the battle. Love that. Love that story. I did not know about that guy. Holy hell. Quite amazing, and really makes you think about when you want to say, I can't do this, or I can't do such and such, right? Yeah. Perseverance, man. Perseverance can get you to so many places, I think. And time, you know. And, you know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn about cleaning out my stuff, but you have no idea the effect it truly has had on me. It took me a good week, to clean out. It took me 3.5 hours to clean my craft area out. It took me a good 2 or 3 hours to clean that closet out in here in my whole office. My bedroom took probably another hour or two. And just the boxing up, getting rid of, taking the stuff to my mom's, donating to Goodwill, taking books to the library. That literally was an entire week process, but I just feel so good. And I just feel like when you do something like that, it carries over into other things, right? Yeah. I'm very, very conscious now of what I buy. I haven't been shopping. Donated to Goodwill, a whole bag full of mugs. Like literally, I only have 10 mugs now besides the ones on the wall. It's going to be nice. So let's talk about when I go to the retreat, the Flosstube retreat in New Jersey. Needleworker's Delight, its reputation precedes it. Like, it is one of the best, I think, needlework stores out there as far as models on the wall, a whole table of fabric. They do a shuttle from the hotel to the store. So I will definitely go to the store. Have to go. Have to at least see it. Will I buy any fabric? Maybe. I'm going to be very, very picky. When I went last time, I just bought willy-nilly whatever caught my eye and spent like $200. After I've done the clean out and all of that, I'm going to be very, very conscious. I'm probably not going to buy any patterns because I really do want to stitch the stuff that I have. I have like 30 or 40 PDFs on my iPad. I have a bunch of patterns, like paper patterns. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah. But fabric is something else. So I will look. I will definitely look, but I may not come back with anything. I'm not going to feel that pressure anymore. Like when I go to the retreats in Ocean City to go to Salty Yarns and buy a bunch of stuff like I did last time. I bought so much stuff there. I probably honestly won't even go to the store. I remember when I went in December last year, I didn't even go to the store and buy anything. At least I don't think I did. No, that's definitely a part of less is more. And the minimalists, they said a saying the other day on the podcast I listened to, and they said, less isn't always more, but more is always too much. Like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Too much is always too much, right? So I'd even have like my coworkers like interested in the podcast and everything. We were talking about it today before our job started. And yeah, and so when I went to my mom's on Mother's Day, she has a bunch of gems. She's collecting them, making things out of them. And she's like, oh, you can take any if you want. And I said, Mom, I'm going to be honest with you. I just cleared out 15 bags of stuff from my house. I don't need any gems. I don't need any of this stuff. So I didn't take anything. And I'm going to be very, very conscious of if someone wants to give me something, like if she wants to give me t-shirts or a pillow or whatever, whether I want it or not, right? Yeah. So I'm going to end it here. I hope you guys are all having a great Friday. This actually was a pretty good work week. None of our jobs were too terribly difficult or long, except the one day. And even the one day I was still done by 5. Yeah. It's nice to have, it's nice to have weeks like that when some weeks are so extremely difficult. So I hope you guys all have a great Friday and a good start to the weekend. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing and spending about 21 minutes of your time with me today. And I will see you in my next video. Oh, wait a minute! I didn't do this! And I just glanced at it. It's right in front of my face. So before I sign off, how are we going to continue to unfuck ourselves in 2022? Mary Ann gave me a good tip. So they have the glue, as you go through the pages, the glue is perforated. She said if you peel off the excess glue, you'll have a good tear every time. And so I did. I peeled off and I did. I had a good tear on that one. All right. So remember, today's Friday the 13th. Real love seeks nothing in return. It's not a burden or tainted by wants or needs. It's a magical, singular way of being that only requires an outlet, a place to be expressed, and it's on you to express that thing. I think it is really hard to love someone unconditionally. I think where probably the most love is felt unconditionally is towards your children and towards pets. You know, the aim is to unconditionally love, obviously, ourselves and our spouses, but that's easier said than done, right? But yeah, all I can say is just love yourself. Love yourself, love people. You know, I always joke, oh, I hate people, but I mean, not the people that are, you know, directly around me. I think there is a lot of good in this world that counteracts the bad. And if you look for it, you will find it. So, okay, I'm going to end this. Thank you. I love you all. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.